In this video I will explain you what happens in the first ever Doom from 1993. The story begins with a Doom guy, a space marine, stationed on the planet Mars as part of the Union Aerospace Corporation's research facility. We call him Doom guy because he's nameless in the game, so that's kinda a nickname he earned in Doom players' community. Actually, he was transferred here as punishment for assaulting a superior officer who ordered to shoot civilians. The UAC has begun conducting experiments with teleportation technology, and as usual something went wrong and they opened up portals to hell on Phobos and Deimos, the Mars moons. Okay, so the UAC is a multi-planetary conglomerate with radioactive waste facilities on Mars and its two moons, Phobos and Deimos. For the last 4 years, the military, UAC biggest supplier, has used the remote facilities on Phobos and Deimos to conduct various secret projects, including research on interdimensional space travel. So far, they have been able to open gateways between Phobos and Deimos, throwing a few gadgets into one and watching them come out of the other. Recently, however, the gateways have grown dangerously unstable. Military volunteers entering them have either disappeared or been stricken with a strange form of insanity, and finally suffering death or full-body explosion. Latest military reports state that the research is suffering a small setback, but everything is under control. But suddenly Mars received a message from Phobos. We require immediate military support. Something fraudulent evil is coming out of the gateways. Soon afterwards, Deimos simply vanishes from the sky. Since then, attempts to establish contact with either moon have been unsuccessful. There is only one Marine unit on Mars, and it was sent to Phobos. The Doom Marine was responsible to secure the perimeter of the base while the rest of the team went inside. For several hours, his radio is picking up sounds of combat, guns firing, men yelling orders, screams, bones cracking, and then finally silence. So turns out, all his fellows were killed, and he couldn't escape because he's not able to navigate himself. So the only way was to get into the battle and try to survive. Since all the heavy gear was taken inside by his teammates, he's only left with a pistol. Doomguy takes his chances though and progresses through the base, shooting everything that moves and looking for keys to open restricted areas. Finally, he reaches the anomaly, the portal to the interdimensional gateway between Phobos and Deimos, and then defeats two Barons of Hell who guarded it. Unfortunately, the only place to go next is through the gateway to Deimos, which is even more strongly controlled by the forces of evil. Progressing into the base facility by facility, he finds that it has been overrun by the forces of hell, but also that its environment has become kinda medieval with wood, marble and stone replacing electronics. Also, there's flesh hanging in sheets over walls, lava and blood flow gathering in the pools. The Marine meets stronger demons like Lost Soul and Kako Demon, but he also finds a plasma rifle, a UAC-developed energy weapon with a highly rate of fire and equally impressive damage output. Finally, he must face the almighty Cyber Demon Lord, who rules over the lost base from the newly constructed Tower of Babel. He defeats the creature and wins the battle, but he also learns the terrible truth that Deimos now floats above hell itself. Marine is determined to trace the invasion to its ultimate source, so he rappels down to the surface of hell. Now he must fight through to hell's twisted reality. The environment itself is deadly, volcanic plains, jagged rocks and barren searching wastelands sprawl before him. Eventually he reaches the heart of hell itself, its capital city, Dis. He confronts the mechanized abomination which masterminded the invasion plot, the Spider Demon. Using his newly discovered BFG 9000, which actually stands for Big Fucking Gun, he defeats a Cyber Demon. A portal opens, revealing the green fields of Earth. Overjoyed Marine steps through to return home, only to find that everything is not as it should be down there. And that's how the game ends. But there's one more episode added to Ultimate Doom version of the game. Turns out the Spider Mastermind had already sent forces through to Earth before the Marine arrived there, and that he discovered his pet rabbit had died. It also confirms that the Marine beat the mastermind's invasion force, but didn't prevent the demons from invading other cities around the world. Marine fights through corrupted cityscape held by hellish forces, and though he is victorious on the invaders and avenges the death of his pet rabbit Daisy, it turns out to be an empty victory, as the demons eventually overrun the major cities and the stage is set for hell on earth. That will come in the second part of the game.